Hi folks, Eric here, with an answer to a nagging question that I had, and probably which some of you folks are experiencing too, and that is, how can someone remove the composite forend off of that inner tube, metal tube, from their 500 series or 590 series Mossberg 12 gauge shotgun. Now, I had that question and it was nagging me for some time because I wanted to put on something like this, which is the nice ATI Talon forend. Beautiful piece of craftsmanship. I hope it'll look nice on my 590. Incidentally, I have a 590, not a 590A. This forend seems to be identical with all the ones for the Mossberg 500 series. The 590A, I think, has some different characteristics about it, because I know it has a thicker walled either barrel or magazine tube on it for possibly more spirited bayoneting or something. I think might have been the reason. So I don't know too much about the 590A in terms of disassembly, but I know someone who has a Mossberg 500 shotgun, and I've seen them in the stores, and this is pretty much the same forend that's on that entire series. The ATI documentation said something about this will not work on a Mossberg 500 or 590 series shotgun that was made prior to or 2006 or earlier. And I guess the reason for that is because the older style, the steel tube used to just slide right out of the composite forend, which is apparently no longer the case. I've seen people with other YouTube videos come in here with a serrated bread knife and slice this thing, and then come in here with screwdrivers and pry the thing off and crack it and chip it in all kinds of pieces. I've also seen videos where people come along the whole entire length of this thing with a Dremel tool and just slice this thing up. And I do not want to damage my forend. I'd like to save it just in case. Why damage something for no reason if there's an alternative? So I disassembled my firearm, and I'm not going to have that in my video here. Give those guys their credit for putting together nice videos about how to disassemble a 500 or 590 shotgun. Watch their videos if you want to learn how to disassemble the whole thing. The purpose of my video is just to show you how I was able to disassemble and remove the inner metal tube from my forend without doing any apparent damage to the composite plastic part here. And before I begin, I would like to say that there's a real chance that you could hurt yourself and or damage your firearm in this process. Please do a reality check. If you don't have the skills, don't attempt this. I suggest that you consult with a professional gunsmith before performing any modification to a firearm. I am not a gunsmith. If you attempt this, you do so at your own risk. The purpose of this video is just to share my experience with this. So anyway, what I did, first of all, was I realized that there is a nut on the end. And I'm thinking, if Mossberg wanted to do this on the cheap, why would they put a nut here? They could have just made one solid piece of metal with molded plastic on the outside. So that got me a little bit suspicious. So what I did was I took a butter knife, kitchen knife, put a little bit of electrical tape on it so it wouldn't mar up the parkerized finish on here, and I slipped it into the slot across the mouth of this nut here, and I used quite a bit of force And lo and behold, it started to unscrew. So I proceeded to unscrew it as so. And then it comes off after about 12 turns maybe. I don't really count, but anyway. Then I started looking down the barrel of this thing here, and I noticed right away, if you look here, there's light shining through. And if you swing this thing around, you could see light, a little bit of light creeping through here. And if you can see some light shining through here. You could see light shining through down here between the steel, the metal inner part. You could see all this light shining through, all the way around. So what that's telling me is that the composite piece is not touching the inner steel tube assembly in here all the way through. And actually, if you look, it's kind of hard to see because all this stuff here being black, but at the bottom there's a little bit of it looks like a clip or something here, and there's one here and one here. Well, I figured, well, let me just see if I could push it out. So what I found was that I needed to, after measuring it, because I did take a ruler out and I measured it, and that measured about 1 1/8 inches across the steel tube on the inside. So I found an object that was 1 1/8 inches across. It happened to be a rubber-coated flashlight. And I slipped it right over the end, right in the center. And then with a little bit of brute force, just sliding it down, my flashlight started going inside, and that thing started backing out the other end. So now it started backing out, and you might, see, now I could pull it out the rest of the way. And there you have it. No apparent damage. And if you look, those pieces I was just talking about a minute ago, that metal tube is only held in here by friction force, apparently, by these 3 elongated parts. They run the whole length down of the composite plastic forend. And it's just held in there by friction. That's it. I could slip this back on, like so. Just cram it right back in there, and a little bit more force, and a little bit of oomph. And I could reassemble this thing and put it right back on my Mossy, and I'd be good to go. And if I decided that I don't like my ATI Talon, but I have a sinking feeling I'm going to fall in love with this thing as soon as I get it on my 590. So anyway, I thank you very much for taking your time out to watch this video. I hope you found it useful, sharing my experience with you. And if you do like my video, this is my first YouTube video. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like it. And just check that little box there. Thanks very much. Have a good day, and God bless.